Ma'am, some problem in travel, ma'am.
What? Nothing. No, he is fine only. No.
It's fine, ma'am. It's fine, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Who is the presenter, ma?
Kabilan, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
How
I am
many
presenting the
people in
case,
this
ma'am.
batch, ma? Only 41 people, ah?
42.
How many of you post, ma?
Ma'am,
I think she will be 65 something, no?
ma'am, 50 people have joined, ma'am. In mobile, it will show only less people, ma'am.
Okay. Who is taking attendance, ma?
I'll take the attendance at the last, ma'am.
Okay. 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 Make sure that attendance is taken regularly. Okay. Don't
Yes,
forget it.
ma'am.
Okay, ma. You start presenting the case, pa.
Thank
Yes,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Mhm.
I think all of you can switch on your videos so that I can ask questions. Okay. Yes, ma. You start present.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, visible. Good. Go ahead.
Yes. Good morning, ma'am. I'm Kabilani. I'm going to present a case on IUGR. Demographic details. A patient named Mrs. Six of age 28 years old, who was from Rayapuram, was a homemaker, and she was educated till degree, undergraduate. Her husband name was Roy. He was 31 years old, who works in a call center. He was also an undergraduate. They belong to social economic classes, class 3, lower middle class, according to modified DG Prasad classification. Her obstetric code was Gravida 2, Para 1, and Live 1. Last menstrual period last menstrual period was 25th November 2020. Estimated date of delivery was 1st of September 2021. Chief complaints: the patient was
What's the EDD,
admitted.
ma? Pardon, what's
Sorry,
the
ma'am.
EDD, ma?
1st September 2021. I'm sorry, ma'am. I entered the date wrong, ma'am.
Okay, okay. That's why I want to verify. So it is 20 means September 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
But the dates are sure.
Yes, ma'am. Excellent dates, ma'am.
Okay, when you say dates are excellent.
Ma'am, there are 4 conditions. First is the woman must have a regular menstrual cycle of 28 days and 4 days. And she shouldn't be using oral contraceptive pills before conception. She must have had at least 2 scans after 24 weeks or 1 scan before 24 weeks. And at least 2 antenatal visits must be completed. Yes, ma'am. Chief complaints?
So dating scan or 2 scans in after 20 weeks. Okay.
20. Yes, ma'am. The chief complaint.
Right. Okay. Why the dates are important for this patient?
Ma'am, because this is a case of uterine growth retardation. So,
We don't say retardation, say restriction. Because we don't want to use the
yes,
term retardation. Because it's somewhat
yes, ma'am.
more correlate with the mental retardation like that. It's not retardation, it is restriction. That's
Yes, ma'am.
the term you should use for it, okay? It is
Yes, ma'am.
intrauterine growth restriction or
Restriction.
fetal
Yes, ma'am.
growth restriction, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so how the dates are important?
Ma'am, if the dates are, in case there may be wrong dates, which we may assume as uh,
Good.
growth restriction, but whereas the growth might be normal.
Yeah, see, to diagnose SGR or IUGR, no, the dating is
Yes.
very, very important. Otherwise, we wrongly, wrongly diagnose IUGR. So we should be very sure
Yes.
of her menstrual cycles and the dates are excellent. and hope you know what are good dates, what are poor dates. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The patient came with chief complaint. So she was admitted with reduced growth of fetus, which was spotted on serial ultrasound since past 4 weeks.
No, why she has come? Why she
Ma'am,
got admitted?
because there was reduction in the growth of fetus, which was spotted on serial ultrasound, ma'am.
Okay, then she got admitted from referral from where?
Uh,
She was
Ma'am,
referred from where? Are regularly attending our OPD.
regularly attending OPD, ma'am. On
Okay.
32nd, yes, ma'am. On maturity scan, it was noted, ma'am.
Because usually patient they won't wait say baby weight is less. They don't know the word restriction, retardation and all, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Usually they have complaint of that baby weight, fetus weight gain is low. That's the term they will use.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. The complaint should be in patient's own word, no?
Yes, ma'am. History of presenting illness. Patient was told to have reduced growth of fetus on serial ultrasound since 4 weeks and was admitted for close monitoring. She could perceive fetal movements. No history of bleeding per vagina. No history of abdominal trauma.
Why abdominal trauma?
Ma'am, in case if there is trauma, there may be a case of placental insufficiency which may lead to hypoxia.
Oh, it's an acute condition, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Why acute condition? Trauma may cause abruption. It won't cause chronic hypoxia or IUGR because FGR IUGR is a somewhat a chronic condition, no? Which has to affect placenta on long-term basis, so that baby's nutrition are affected and fetus is gaining low weight.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, in antepartum, we are talking about fetus. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
After delivery only is birth weight. Before that, fetal weight gain. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, history of trauma won't cause IUGR. It may cause abruption. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. History of presenting pregnancy. Yes, ma'am. History of presenting pregnancy. It was a spontaneous pregnancy conceived after 5 years of.
Wait. Why abdominal trauma bleeding? They should come in presenting pregnancy are telling. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
No, in history of presenting, what does he will ask? See, her complaint is. Her complaint is low fetal gain. Fetal weight gain is not adequate.
Yes, ma'am.
So in history of present illness, you have asked only bleeding and trauma. That only will ask.
Weight gain.
Go to previous slide.
Yes, ma'am.
Only you are told about fetal weight gain and movements you told. What about other things? Bleeding TV, draining TV and all okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what other history will ask in IUGR? Presenting illness.
Pregnancy weight gain.
That you have to ask, no? Whether she had pregnancy weight gain is adequate. So any history of normal weight gain during pregnancy you have to ask. Movements are asking for well-being. Pregnancy weight you have to. Pregnancy weight gain you have to ask. Okay. Okay.
History of presenting pregnancy. It was a spontaneous conception of pregnancy conceived after 5 years of previous pregnancy. Pregnancy was confirmed after 1.5 months or 6 weeks of missed periods using urine pregnancy test and was confirmed using ultrasonogram. The pregnancy was booked and immunized with TT on 3rd and 5th month in RSRM hospital.
Ultrasound done at what week?
Ma'am, ultrasound was done on first visit, ma'am. First visit was at 10 weeks.
10 weeks. So it's reliable, okay? Mm.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
Uh, First trimester, no history of excessive vomiting, no history of fever with rashes, no history of burning micturition, no history of
Okay,
bleeding
what is
plus
the
vagina.
importance of fever and all? Yeah, in this case, for your case.
Ma'am, in case of fever, especially torch infections, the baby has it's a major risk factor for IUGR.
Okay, so not only touch infections, any fever with any infections during first trimester and early second
Yes,
trimester,
ma'am.
they can cause ISGR. Okay,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
so fever is very very important. Okay,
Uh, no history of exposure to radiation, no history of drug intake. Folic acid tablets were taken. Dating scan was done on 10th week and it was normal.
okay. What is the
Second
importance of
trimester.
drug intake in first trimester? We are asking with history. Any history of drug intake?
Ma'am, in case of if the patient was hypertensive and was taking antihypertensive drugs or anti-epileptic drugs, it
Good.
may cause it is a risk factor for IUGR. Ma'am.
Suppose
That's where
yes,
you're asking.
any pre-existing very good. Any pre-existing medical conditions. Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
any hypertensive patient, chronic hypertension, the diabetes, or any renal, or any autoimmune,
Yes, ma'am.
any chronic medical conditions which for which he is taking drugs. So the conditions and the drug also can affect the
IUGR.
fetal growth.
Fetal growth.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good.
Yes, ma'am. Second trimester, quickening was felt at the fifth month of gestation. Iron, folic acid, and calcium tablets were taken. No history of fever with rashes. No history of any drug intake or radiation exposure. No history of bleeding per vagina. No history of pedal edema or headache. No history of raised BP, blood pressure recording, or raised blood sugar. No history of any urinary tract infection. Anomaly scan was done on fifth month, and no anomalies were found, and the growth was normal.
Okay. So when will you take anomaly scan? At what time? How many weeks?
On fifth, on about fifth month,
Tell it in weeks. Patient will tell it in
at
months.
13,
But we have
ma'am,
tell it in weeks,
13
na?
from 11 weeks to 13 weeks 6 days, ma'am.
That is dating scan.
Yes, ma'am.
See, from 11 weeks, 6 days.
18 to 24 weeks. Sorry, 18 to
Uh,
24 weeks.
dating scan is 11 weeks, 6 days to 13 weeks, 6 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Anomaly scan is you can take anywhere from 18 weeks to 22 weeks.
24. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
On third trimester, fetal movements were well perceived. Iron and folic acid tablets and calcium tablets were taken. And maturity scan was done in 32nd week, which showed there was some difference in growth of fetus. Uterine growth restriction was suspected, and a repeat scan after 2 weeks was advised. And on repeat scan, it showed no significant increase in growth of fetus. And again, the scan was taken 2 days back, which showed mild changes in blood supply to fetus and was advised hospitalization for further monitoring.
Okay. So she has taken ultrasound, which is the basic and best diagnostic tool for FGR or IUGR. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So in ultrasound, how will you say that baby is FGR or IUGR?
Ma'am, in case of IUGR, the birth weight is a major criteria, ma'am. In case the
What
estimated weight, and then abdominal circumference is taken, ma'am.
Yes, when the
Yeah.
estimated fetal weight by ultrasound and the abdominal circumference falls below 10 percentile,
Yes, ma'am.
then you will diagnose IUGR. Okay, now
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
me the definition of what is intrauterine growth restriction.
Ma'am, IUGR is defined as when estimated birth weight was if the estimated birth weight was less than 10 percentile, it is called IUGR. Ma'am.
Okay, so when the estimated fetal weight
Fetal,
in
yes, ma'am.
utero. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Birth weight is during after delivery. So when the estimated
Yes,
fetal weight is less than 10%, we say it is IUGR, or it is
yes, ma'am.
the failure to grow to its full genetic potential.
Full genetic potential. Yes, ma'am.
So FGR IUGR is failure of the fetus to grow to its full genetic potential.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in technically we say when the estimated fetal weight is fetal weight, okay, if it is less
Yes,
than
ma'am.
10%, we say yes, baby is having fetus is having IUGR. So there is difference
Yes,
between SGA and IUGR. Anyone else can tell, Kartika?
Ma'am, small for gestational age is infant with weight less than 2 standard deviation of the mean weight for their gestational age, ma'am.
So SGA is a term to be used for newborn. Okay. IUGR FGR is the term used for fetus in utero, and SGA is the term used for newborns. So
Yep.
SGA babies, it may be IUGR babies or constant small babies. Clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because IUGR is in utero there is failure to gain weight. SGA is after newborn babies, low birth weight in newborn babies. It may be a IUGR fetus which is born as SGA, or it may be a constitutionally small babies like the thin mothers, its genetic potential. If they have, so they may be considered small for the low birth weight babies. So SGA includes both low birth weight babies and IUGR babies. Clear for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Past obstetric history. The first pregnancy was conceived spontaneously 3 months after marriage,
Okay, in this
which was
no, wait. In this you told some Doppler abnormality. No, what is it? What is it?
ma'am. There was a Doppler scan was done, and there was a small change, blood flow changes, which was noticed in umbilical Doppler, ma'am.
Okay. So now tell me what are things you look for in ultrasound and Doppler. So in ultrasound we look for estimated fetal weight, abdominal circumference, head circumference, okay, femoral length.
Transverse cerebral.
So
Yes, ma'am.
how will you calculate fetal weight gain in by ultrasound?
Don't know, ma'am.
Okay, so in ultrasound we have to measure head circumference, BPD, FL, abdominal circumference, and using Hadlock's formula. You don't need to. You need not to know about the formula. That using Hadlock's formula, which is a software, it will give estimated fetal weight in by ultrasound. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then what else you look for? Because you're doing ultrasound, then what else you look for apart from these fetal parameters and weight gain calculation? What else you look for in ultrasound?
A ratio, femoral length by abdominal circumference ratios.
Yeah, FL-AC ratio to diagnose whether it's symmetrical IUGR or asymmetrical IUGR.
Asymmetrical ratio. Yes, ma'am.
What is see, IUGR has two types, symmetrical and asymmetrical. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Discuss
ma'am.
it later. So you can go for FL-AC ratio. Okay. Then what else?
Head circumference.
Yeah, head circumference by AC, everything will give
Yes,
rise
yes.
to whether it is SGR, symmetrical or asymmetrical IUGR.
Yes, ma'am.
So by
Yes,
measuring head circumference, abdominal circumference, FL length, and putting ratios, you can calculate, you can diagnose whether symmetrical and asymmetrical. In symmetrical IUGR, all are equally reduced. Head
Yes,
circumference, abdominal circumference, FL, all are equally reduced. But in asymmetrical IUGR, head circumference, BPD, FL will remain normal range. Only abdominal circumference is reduced. Why the abdominal circumference is reduced?
Ma'am, the fetus has a brain preserving function, ma'am. So even if it has inadequate supply of blood, all the blood was redistributed to the brain due to selective cerebral vasodilation. This leads to increase in
In
blood supply
abdomen
to the brain.
circumference, 3/4 is occupied by fetal liver. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What you're telling is physiological. Anatomically, so see, abdomen circumference 3/4 is occupied by fetal liver, and
Liver.
it has
Yes, ma'am.
glycogen stores. When the stores are less, naturally liver and abdomen circumference will decrease in size.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's why AC is reduced in asymmetrical IUGR.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we can estimate these ratios, fetal gain, and diagnose symmetrical, asymmetrical IUGR. What else we can see from ultrasound? Only measurements of fetus. What else? Any
Ma'am,
volunteers?
Amniotic fluid index, ma'am.
Yes. You have to look for amniotic fluid index because when the placenta is get affected, first affects liker, na? So amniotic fluid should be, we have to measure amniotic fluid also. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So fetal parameters, then amniotic fluid index. Okay, then what is the importance of Doppler? Because you told some changes in Doppler, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
What is ultrasound Doppler? And what are the parameters you look for it in it?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Doppler is the best way for monitoring the IUGR baby because it shows changes in all the changes in blood vessels in the
Yes,
fetus.
basic principle of Doppler is it just measures the velocity of RBCs going through the vessel. So from this you
Yes,
can
ma'am.
assess blood flow and all. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So Doppler is used for all fetal, not any vessels. You put Doppler and see their blood flow and their velocity index and all. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm.
And that is
What
Doppler
diseases
is
you will look for?
first we will look for uterine artery, ma'am, the blood flow in uterine artery, and then umbilical artery pulsatile index is seen, and then middle cerebral artery peak systolic velocity is seen, and then cerebro placental ratios calculated.
See, we like to see uterine artery, both uterine artery in first semester itself. Suppose the patient is
Yes,
having
ma'am.
already existing hypertension high risk patient, you can do uterine artery first semester itself. When second and
Yes,
third
ma'am.
semester, we prefer to go for uterine artery, then main is umbilical artery. So in that
Yes, ma'am.
umbilical artery, we have to look for SD ratio, pulsatility index, and resistance index and all.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
What is
Yes,
SD
ma'am.
ratio?
Ma'am?
What is SD ratio? Okay.
Don't know, ma'am.
Use this, you need not know. It is peak systolic flow to end diastolic flow ratio. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then in middle cerebral artery, you will look for cerebroplacental ratio. More than 1 is normal.
Yes, ma'am.
Then after MCA, we have to look for ductus venosus and left atrial blood flow.
Yes, ma'am.
Because that atrial flow changes indicates imminent death.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
CPR method means blood is diverted more to brain. So fetus is
Dead.
adapting by chemotherapy changing its preferential blood flow to the brain.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And these umbilical arteries are showing how the fetus is maintaining its weight and all. How it is
Yes, ma'am.
adapting. Okay. Okay. In this way, umbilical artery,
Yes,
we have to look for diastolic flow especially, whether it is normal, reduced, absent, or reversal.
reversed. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Reversal means the baby is in ended position.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Reduced means baby is getting compromised.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Past obstetric history. The first pregnancy was conceived spontaneously 3 months after the marriage at 21 years of her age. No history of any antenatal complications. Labor was induced at 40 weeks, but emergency cesarean section was done because of fetal distress, which was noticed due to meconium staining of liquor in RSRM hospital. No adverse event happened in postpartum period. A female baby of birth weight 2.5 kgs was born. Baby cried after stimulation and was admitted in NICU
2.5
for 2
kg,
days.
whether this baby is normal or SDA?
It's borderline, ma'am. Less than 2.5 kg is FGR, ma'am, but it's exactly 2.5 kg.
For Indian population, no. 2.5 is in the normal range only, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
For Indian population, okay.
Yes, ma'am. The baby was breastfed for 1.5 years. The developmental milestones were normal. Presently, she is 6-year-old, healthy and alive. A barrier method of contraception was used after pregnancy.
For how many months or years? For how long? With the contraceptives.
For
When you're saying use, how long you have to tell, no?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Past history. History of cesarean section 6 years ago at RSRM Hospital. No history of diabetes mellitus, hypertension, asthma, tuberculosis, or any cardiac and renal disorders. No history of any previous surgeries apart from cesarean section. No history of any drug intake. No history of allergies. No allergy to any drug. No history of previous blood transfusions.
Okay, so past history very, very important for the patient. Any medical conditions? For the risk factors for FGR, IUGR?
Ma'am, in case if she is hypertension, it is a major prone for IUGR baby. Ma'am. In case if the mother is having renal disorder or any cardiac anomalies, the baby is more prone to IUGR.
Medical conditions, we already saw. So medical conditions apart from that, diabetes, tension, chronic diabetes only, not GDM. Okay, because
yes,
GDM can cause macrosomia. It doesn't go to disorder. Okay, but chronic condition, diabetes with vasculopathy, chronic diabetes, they may cause IUGR. Hypertension, IUGR, cardiac, renal. Okay, diabetes disorders. You can say one by one, and you can fill your theory paper. Okay, other risk factors?
Ma'am,
You only told infection.
yes, ma'am.
Not only start infection with causing high fever in any first and second trimester one. Second is infections. Then other risk factors.
In case of nullipari or teenage pregnancy or old age pregnancy.
Yes. Extremes of age. Okay, extremes of age. Both teenage and age above 35 years. Extremes of age. Okay, then.
Yes. If the mother is anemic.
Yeah, anemia. Previous birth weight. This pregnancy weight gain. Low socioeconomic status. Malnourished mother. Okay.
If the pregnancy was convenient. Yes, ma'am.
Drug abuse. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Common risk factors for FGR. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And if the pregnancy was second pregnancy was within 6 months of first pregnancy or after 16 months of first pregnancy, there is a chance of IUGR.
Pardon? Of 6 months?
If the second pregnancy was within 6 months of past pregnancy, conceived within 6 months.
Pregnancy interval is less. When the spacing is less, yes.
Or more than 16 months.
Yes.
Yes,
the spacing is less. Spacing is more than 5 years. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Menstrual history.
Placental factors. We told only maternal factors for IUGR, respective causes for IUGR. What about placental and fetal factors?
Ma'am, in case of any if the fetus doesn't placental insufficiency.
placenta insufficiency maybe because of other conditions. So there is
Yes,
placenta
ma'am.
previa, and there is chronic tuberous, like when there is first trimester bleeding and subchronic hemorrhage.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
and placenta previa and filamentous insertion of cord. Okay, all these can cause
Yes, ma'am.
IUGR. And what are fetal
Yes, ma'am.
conditions?
Ma'am, the genetic factors, aneuploidy
Yeah,
or
genetic factors,
chromosomal
multiple
defects
pregnancy, yeah, multiple pregnancy, chromosomal disorders.
disorders. Yes,
See,
ma'am.
these
Twin pregnant.
chromosomal disorders mostly cause symmetrical IUGR, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Medical conditions, all these socioeconomic factors will cause asymmetric IUGR. Genetic
Yes, ma'am.
components and the torch infections, infection
Yes, ma'am.
person early second can cause symmetrical IUGR, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So some risk factors are causes for IUGR. So in history,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have screened these risk factors.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
go ahead.
Family history. No history of diabetes, mellitus, hypertension in any other members of the family. No history of multiple pregnancies in family. No history of bleeding disorder in family. No history of any chromosomal anomalies in any other members. No history of preeclampsia in her mother.
Good. Mother siblings also you can tell. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Personal history. She consumes non-vegetarian diet. She has normal appetite, normal bowel and bladder habits with normal sleep pattern. No history of active smoking or passive smoke. No history of alcohol or any other drug abuse. Her birth weight was normal.
Okay. Good.
Diet history using a 24 hours recall method was not asked, and she was taking 2000 calories per day and protein of 73 grams, which was adequate.
Yes. See, after anemia, diet is important in IGR babies. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
So diet should be a balanced diet, rich in proteins. It should be balanced diet. Okay, for
Yes,
a
ma'am.
normal fetal growth. Yes.
Yes,
Good.
summary. A 27-year-old lady with an obstetric
See,
score
put
of
chapati
G.
with ghee and all.
Ma'am?
Number 3, yeah. Okay.
Yes. Ma'am, I couldn't hear you, ma'am.
Usually South Indian, you put chapati with ghee. Usually South Indian population, they will have chapati with some sabji and all, no? You will have ghee with
Yes,
chapati?
she was advised to have ghee, ma'am, so
Oh, for female growth weight gain. Okay.
yes.
Because usually South Indians lack ghee to your rice like
Right.
that only, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Usually we add ghee for our chapatis normally.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Summary. A 27-year-old lady with an obstetric score of Gravida
Only
2 para,
okay, somebody. Okay, go ahead.
Gravida 2 para 1 live 1, who is
What do you
36
find
weeks pregnant.
it?
Ma'am, examination after this.
Okay, summary is the history. Okay, go ahead with
This is a
examination.
summary of history. Yes, ma'am.
No,
Examination.
Examination.
Yes, ma'am. Examination procedure was properly explained and she was reassured. Patient was asked to empty her bladder and she was made to lie down on dorsal position. Dextrorotation was corrected. Examination was conducted standing right side of the patient. General examination. The patient was conscious, well-oriented, and cooperative. She was moderately built and nourished. Her height was 155 centimeter. Her pre-pregnancy weight was 59 kgs and current weight is 68 kgs. She gained 9 kgs
So
in
her height,
pregnancy.
weight, and the pregnancy weight gain is okay, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Currently, she is
Okay.
68 kgs. Patient was
Okay.
afebrile. She was not anemic. No
So
fetal
it's only
edema.
34 weeks. For 34 weeks, 9 kg weight gain is very normal, no?
Ma'am, 36 weeks, ma'am.
Yeah, for 36 also nice. So 4 weeks to go. So 9 kg
Yes,
maintain
ma'am.
is okay only.
Yes, ma'am. She
Okay.
was afebrile, not anemic. No pedal edema was seen. Uh,
So
Icterus,
not
clubbing,
anemic, no
cyanosis, and
problem.
lymphadenopathy was absent. Her spine, breast, and thyroid was normal. No anomaly was seen. Gait was
Mm.
normal. Vitals, her pulse rate was 92 beats per minute, regular in rhythm, normal in volume and character. Blood pressure
That's
was,
fine. Go ahead.
yes, ma'am. Obstetric examination, inspection. The shape of abdomen was uniformly distended and it appeared longitudinally oval. The flanks full. Umbilicus was
The
central and it
flank
was,
full. This is why 36.
yes, ma'am,
Then when will the flanks will be full?
40 weeks. Ma'am.
Term.
Term
Okay.
pregnant, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How can you say flank full? See, the flanks full and 32 weeks, you will say 40 weeks term uterus.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's wrong, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I corrected. Umbilicus was central and it was everted. Stria gravidum, a linea nigra or C. A healthy transverse cesarean scar, which was 2 centimeter, approximately 2 centimeter above pubic symphysis was seen. No dilated veins or sinuses can be noticed.
Okay.
Palpation. The fundal height correspond to 31 weeks. Symphysis pubofundal height was 30 centimeter.
So
Abdominal
what is
girth.
the importance of symphysis fundal height?
Ma'am, symphysis fundal height in centimeter must correspond to the number of weeks of gestation. If there is a change, it may indicate there might be a chance of IUGR. Ma'am.
So especially mainly between 18 to 32 weeks, the symphysis fundal height will correspond to the aging weeks. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes, ma'am.
any dysplasia of 3 centimeters less means it indicates FGR. More than 3 centimeters means indicates macrosomia.
Yes, ma'am.
How will you measure that? How will you measure? It's 30 centimeters now. How will you measure symphysis fundal height?
Ma'am, the patient is asked to empty the bladder, and in empty bladder, it was measured.
How will you? That's what I'm asking.
I don't
So
know.
make a point and just at the level of pubic symphysis, upper border of pubic symphysis, make a point. Then
Yes,
correct the rotation.
yes,
Then
ma'am.
see the fundus. Then upper limit of fundus, you make a point. Then with the inch tape, measure between these 2 points. That is upper border pubic symphysis and the fundal height point. It gives you
Yes, ma'am.
symphysis fundal height. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then
Effective fetal weight clinically appears up to 2 kilograms on ultrasound.
see abdominal, how will you measure abdominal girth? In surgery measuring happen, na? How will you measure abdominal girth? You have to measure at the level of umbilicus.
Umbilicus. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, normally the term uterus will be 100 to 105 centimeters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in olden days they used to put gravidogram. Gravidogram is nothing but they will put as a chart having serial measurement of abdominal circumference. Abdominal girth. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So because in the olden days we don't have that much of Doppler and all, no. So in that,
Yes, ma'am.
and that there give more importance is symphysis fundal height and this abdominal girth.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And then you put a gravidogram to show serial measurement of abdominal girth. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
The fundal grip, on fundal grip, a soft, broad, bulky, non-independently bulletable mass felt, which suggests of fetal breech occupying the fundus. On umbilical grip on left side, uniform, continuous, curved, and it was resistant on palpation, which suggested of baby's spine on left side. On the right side, irregular knob-like structure suggestive of limb buds. On first pelvic group, hard, round, independently palatable globular mass felt, which was suggestive of fetal head. On second pelvic group, fingers was converging, which suggests head was not engaged.
Okay, clinically, how will you measure this? How will you put estimate fetal weight? Any formulas?
Ma'am, ultrasound.
Not ultrasound. If you are writing
Yes.
interceptor Mudaliar, no? All that formula. Have you forgot Johnson's formula, Mitchell's formula?
Yes, ma'am.
Nowadays, we are having ultrasound and all. So in olden days,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
clinical acumen and its formulas. What is that formula? Forgot,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that, have you heard that formulas? In initial chapters, it will be given Johnson's formula for estimate fetal weight.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you have to measure symphysis fundal height and
Yes,
whether the
ma'am.
fetus is engaged, not engaged. So that
Yes, ma'am.
formula you can put and McDonald's formula for weeks. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to remember if you present a case of IUGR. Johnson,
Yes, ma'am.
what is Johnson's formula and what is McDonald's formula. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. I'll proceed now.
Yes.
On auscultation, the fetal heart sounds was perceived on left spino-umbilical line, and it was 140 beats per minute. Systemic examination, cardiovascular examination.
What's the normal rate? FHR?
Ma'am, 110 to 160.
So it's 120 to 140. 110 to 160 is fine. 120 to 140 feeds by regular in rhythm. Okay?
Yes,
okay.
Systemic examination. The cardiovascular system was normal. S1, S2
Okay,
heard, no additional sound.
Okay, go to the next one.
Yes, ma'am. Summary. Mrs. X, a 27-year-old lady belonging to third socioeconomic class with obstetric score of G2 P1 L1, who is 36 weeks pregnant, was admitted with complaints of reduced fetal growth seen, which was noticed on serial ultrasound since past 4 weeks. Examination revealed a single live fetus with cephalic presentation with effective fetal weight of 2 kilograms with symphysis-fundal height corresponding to 30 weeks.
Okay. So from there, you have finished now examination history and all. Any risk factors caused for FGL baby from your history and examination?
Ma'am, estimated fetal weight was reduced, ma'am. Symphysis-fundal
I'm
height.
asking what the cause. I'm not asking what you have diagnosed. I'm asking what is the cause.
Ma'am, it may be due to a placental insufficiency, ma'am, because all the other factors are negative.
Because medical conditions are no history of any medical conditions, and examination is no edema, CVS, everything is normal. Okay. And no fever, nothing. So from the history, it's nothing. It's idiopathic.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you don't cause for insufficient placenta, placenta insufficiency is a finding. Which cause the insufficiency we should know, no? So from history examination, there is no other comorbid conditions or any other system or any medical conditions, infections, age, weight, everything seems very fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this may be idiopathic.
Yes, ma'am.
Now tell me how we are saying IUGR.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the symphysis-fundal height was reduced. It was only 30 centimeter.
Yes, it has to be 36. It is only 30 centimeters. Okay.
30 centimeter. Effective fetal weight was less than 2.5 kilograms, which was suggestive of growth.
How they put bill when is 2 kg? From ultrasound you are saying,
Ma'am? Yes, ma'am. From ultrasound.
That's
From
it. Because
yes,
clinically means no. It's ultrasound
yes, ma'am.
finding. The patient says
Yes,
in
ma'am.
the patient is educated, says in one word, they input. Otherwise, you have to
Yes,
put
ma'am.
Johnson's formula and how to clinical estimation of fetal weight.
Fit. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It is, you have to put ultrasound estimated because you didn't put clinically, na?
Yes, ma'am.
So these things,
Okay,
the
ma'am.
doctor changes you told. Suggestive of
Yes, ma'am.
IUGR. Okay. So you
Yes,
know
ma'am.
how will you proceed with your patient? She is 36 weeks. Previous
Yes,
no,
ma'am.
it's cesarean section, na? Okay.
Yes,
Previous
ma'am. Previous,
cesarean
yes, ma'am.
section, LCD is 5 years. From now
Yes,
onwards,
ma'am.
you have admitted. How will you proceed?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
For
first I
your
will
patient alone,
press.
I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. Since she's 36 week, uh, a Doppler scan will be monitored using Doppler scan on once every 2 days or on later
Yes.
weeks
Only
every day, ma'am.
see, straight away you go for ultrasound doctor. I want you to do any basic thing. History
Uh,
sitting not anywhere know the medical conditions. But you have
yes, ma'am.
admitted, okay, what
Yes, ma'am.
straight away we want right. See, you're a doctor, you're admitting
Yes,
this
ma'am.
patient. In what all things he will do?
Ma'am, since she doesn't have any medical condition,
How will you confirm it? See, his only history and examination is over.
yes, ma'am.
Clinically, no medical conditions. Clinically, it seems to be no comorbidity. But
Yes,
and
ma'am.
after admission, after clinical history and examination, then what else will you do? Only ultrasound doctor will you do. Only CBC to know for anemia, where it is clinic.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Blood test.
Clinically, you may
Yes,
miss
ma'am.
mild anemia and all, no?
Yes, ma'am. Routine blood investigations.
That's not routine, basic things.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, so we will do complete blood count to know her blood
Yes, ma'am.
parameters, whether it's anemic. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If there is any infections, occult infection, there may be leukocytosis.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. CBC will complete picture, not only hemoglobin, the total count, differential count, platelet,
Count. Yes, ma'am.
all are
Yes,
important.
ma'am.
No, in case of ITP, thrombocytopenia, that's all you can diagnose. No,
Yes, ma'am.
so a complete blood count will give not only anemia,
Yes, ma'am.
leukocytosis indicates many conditions, and
Yes, ma'am.
platelet count and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh,
Blood
okay.
investigation and urine
So complete blood
analysis
count
is
will
done,
be done.
ma'am. Urine analysis is done, ma'am.
Yes, will urine infections and all.
Yes,
Any
ma'am.
asymptomatic bacteriuria, and also urine analysis, any albumin, sugar deposits, it may indicate renal disorders, diabetes, hypertension and all.
Yes, ma'am.
Any glycosuria, any proteinuria. So
Yes,
urine
ma'am.
analysis for albumin, sugar deposits. Albuminuria, proteinuria means not only preeclampsia, any renal conditions also. Glycosuria, deposits in the infections. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Then
Yes, ma'am.
complete blood
Uh,
count.
then, then ultrasound is done for checking biometry, ma'am.
Only
For the
before that.
uh,
We discussed ultrasound in detail already in history itself. What else will
yes,
we
ma'am.
do?
Uh,
Basic sugar, OGCT you want to do?
yes, ma'am. Blood sugar, RH
The things
typing.
you should tell first because it's a high risk pregnancy, na. So we should
Yes, ma'am.
all other comorbid conditions also, na. So
Yes,
OGCT
ma'am.
will be doing.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Uh,
Suppose you have to put a BP chart before investigation. You would put a strict BP chart. Why? Because in our country, anemia, preeclampsia more common, no?
yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
for
ma'am.
anemia, we have done CBC. For preeclampsia, you have to put a BP chart, urine albumin.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Serum uric acid.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If suppose any BP, increased BP, any increased BP, and you will go for complete preeclampsia pH profile investigations you will be doing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So basically, urine
Yes, ma'am.
analysis, complete blood count, OGTT, and before that, BP that is very, very important.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then?
Yes, ma'am. Then thyroid profile if needed is done, no?
Yeah, basically thyroid disorders. Okay, thyroid you can do. Okay, only if you suspect BP is high means you will go for CBC, peripheral smear, RFT, LFT, like that. If
Yes, ma'am.
you suspect any real conditions, real function test, blood urea, serum creatinine, CN.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose under any murmur, you will go for ECG echo.
Yes, ma'am.
If otherwise means only these basic things, immunoanalysis, CBC, OGTT, thyroid. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As we have strong suspicion of preeclampsia, we'll go for preeclampsia investigations. Because
Yes,
most
ma'am.
common in our country, one of the most common conditions causing maternal morbidity and fetal morbidity. So we'll do
Yes,
preeclampsia investigations also. Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then only ultrasound.
Yes,
Ultrasound we
ma'am.
discussed already. What the parameters, what ratios, what circumferences we are looking for. We have told already, na.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Then what else you will look in ultrasound? Only single parameters like BPD, head circumference, abdominal circumference, and FL, and of these, abdominal circumference is very, very important for asymmetrical IUGR.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? In symmetrical IUGR,
Yes.
all parameters are
Parameters
equally reduced. In asymmetrical,
Yes,
only AC is reduced. It is below 10%,
yes, ma'am.
means it is IUGR.
Yes, ma'am.
Then using Hadlock's formula, you can calculate estimated fetal weight gain, fetal weight.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
is below than 10%, again, it is IUGR. Okay, then what else in ultrasound?
Amniotic
Yes. What is
fluid
the
is
normal amniotic fluid index?
normal amniotic fluid index.
This is very important because you have to manage the patient, na.
Yes, ma'am.
So single vertical pocket of more than 2 centimeters, 2 to 8 is normal. Below 2 it is oligo. Above 2 it is poly. If it's a single vertical pocket. Otherwise, if you go for amniotic fluid index, less than 5 is oligohydramnios, more than 20 is polyhydramnios.
Polyhydramnios. Yes, ma'am.
6 to 8 less liker, 10 to 15 normal liker, and 50
Yes,
to
ma'am.
20 excess liker. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then what else with in ultrasound? Then you will add Doppler to it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So in ultrasound, you
Yes,
add a Doppler probe, and you have to look for in Doppler.
Uterine artery pulsatile index, and then umbilical Doppler
because
pulsatile index.
only a screening like thing. It won't be
Yes,
management. And that only bilateral uterine abnormality only will cause plasma insufficiency. Unilateral notching, unilateral urinary problem, they won't cause unless placenta is on the same side. So mainly urinary is for screening purpose.
Yes, ma'am.
For management, you have to go for umbilical artery,
middle cerebral artery, ductus venosus, aortic
ductus venosus, and left atrium.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in umbilical artery, you will look for SD ratio and diastolic flow and pulsatile index and resistance index. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If it is NSS flow, it is normal, not compromised, normal fetus. If diastolic flow is reduced, means we have suspect IVR. After means compromised baby. Reversal means baby is going for dangerous position. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then medical CPR more than 1, yes, fine. Less than means brain is getting compromised. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, there is preparation flow to the brain. Okay. Then abnormality in the ductus venosus left atrium. They may say baby is going for the stillborn or IUD. Just imminent death. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So with the Doppler only we can manage.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So these are basic investigations we will do for this patient, the patient. How will you manage? How are you going to plan for delivery now? There is no risk factors. Baby is now IUGR with usual some Doppler stages. So how will you plan for delivery?
Ma'am, using Doppler, it is the delivery date is estimated and staging is done. Except stage one, all stage two, stage three, stage four, cesarean section is it's delivered using cesarean.
Pardon?
Ma'am,
Pardon, ma'am.
IUGR baby is delivered using cesarean, ma'am. Ma'am. Ma'am, I can't hear you, ma'am.
Yes, yeah, continue. Sorry. Okay, now continue.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in IUGR baby, the pregnancy is generally terminated on 37 weeks if it's possible, ma'am. If it's possible, the pregnancy is prolonged till 37 weeks and then it terminated on 37 weeks. And cesarean section, in IUGR baby, only cesarean section is advised.
No, it's not like that. See, as your patient is TB cesarean, you can go for repeat LSCS. Normally, how will
Yes,
you
ma'am.
manage IUGR babies is by monitoring ambulatory index and Doppler only.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
if Doppler is fine and ambulatory index is fine, see, depending upon the necessary age also. If it is for your patient, 36
Yes, ma'am.
weeks. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
if ambulatory index is fine, Doppler only mild as you are telling. It may be a reduced flow. I don't know exactly. See, indications
Yes,
in
ma'am.
section are immediate section are reversal flow, absent flow.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose for your patient, if daughter is fine, lager is fine, you can deliver her 30 weeks by cesarean section.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose reduced flow, absent flow, immediate section after giving steroids.
Yes, ma'am. For lung maturity, steroids are given.
Yeah, if you have time. Suppose like only increased resistance or only mild reduced flow, means you can deliver 7 weeks. So depending
Yes,
upon
ma'am.
the Doppler status and ambulatory index.
Yes, ma'am.
If both are fine, deliver your patient at 37 completed weeks. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If any abnormal Doppler like reversal of flow, immediate section. Reduced flow, cesarean section.
Yes, ma'am.
Absent flow, immediate section. The reduced flow can give steroids and deliver. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So in IUGS, how normally management, suppose if the baby is below 24 weeks, we will counsel for termination.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And after 34 weeks, yes, depending upon the liker and doctor, we will manage. This between 24-32 weeks now, a day gained is very important for neonatal survival. So between the preterm, there is more risk. So we will give steroids and we will give neuroprotection dose of Maxel. Have you heard of it? What is the neuroprotection dose of Maxel?
MGS04.
That you are using for preeclampsia, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that regimen only will be using it. Given data, 1 gram, this one regimen you are using, like 1 gram per hour we will be giving it if you give IV.
Yes, ma'am.
So for if it is less than 34 weeks, counsel and terminate the pregnancy. Because risk of IUD, stillbirth, and abnormal growth is very common. It is between preterm, that is 24-34 weeks. Give steroids for lung maturity. Give Maxel for neuroprotection.
Neuroprotection. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then closely monitor with ambulatory index and Doppler.
Yes, ma'am.
If both are fine, you can repeat once in 2 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Suppose any mild abnormality like this, you can repeat once in a week.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Suppose reduced flow, absent flow, even we can repeat once in 3 days.
Yes, ma'am.
Depending upon the Doppler changes, you will be repeating at a record intervals. It may be 2 weeks, 1 week, or once in 3 days, depending upon Doppler changes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you will put biophysical profile also.
Yes, ma'am.
So all of it are with what are the components of biophysical profile? Give me what are the components of modified biophysical profile?
Modified biophysical profile.
Commonly we are using
amniotic fluid index, ma'am.
Good. So modified profile is NST and your AFA. It is equally
Yes,
FTC.
ma'am.
Can anyone volunteer
Yes,
what is full biophysical profile? Manning's biophysical profile? Not modified. The classical biophysical profile. Manning's biophysical profile. It has 5 components. Can anyone tell? Because we have completed all 5 pregnancies, na?
Yes, ma'am.
It includes not only AFA, NS, in addition to that, fetal tone, okay, fetal movement, fetal breathing. Now you remember, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Abilan?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so fetal tone, fetal breathing, fetal movement, and AFA, NSC. This is biophysical.
Yes,
You can put biophysical profile and closely monitored with the Doppler and ASI.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Like that,
Yes, ma'am.
after 34 weeks also, you have to give C-RIDE, but no need to give Maxel. If you complete 34 weeks, no need for Maxel. But you have to give C-RIDE if you plan delivery before 38 weeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so after 34 weeks, give C-RIDE. Again, monitor with biophysical profile, I mean AFA and Doppler.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When there is any reduced reversal of flow, immediate termination. Absent flow, immediate termination. Reduced flow means give C-RIDE and termination.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Cesarean section depending upon the your Doppler, how the fetus is compromised. Suppose straight away you can go for cesarean LSCS when there is left atrial changes, when there is what you tell rectus venosus changes, reversal of flow, absent flow.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but
yes, ma'am.
It's only mild reduction of blood flow. Or Doppler is normal, only all of hydramnios. You can always try vaginal delivery. It's not at all either needs cesarean section. Doppler is normal. You can go for vaginal delivery for oligohydramnios because only lighter is less. Or oligohydramnios. But Doppler is normal means you can go for vaginal delivery.
Yes, ma'am.
Like that, Doppler is only CTG, everything is fine. But only reduced blood diastole. It also can go for normal delivery, vaginal delivery.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we're clear with indicative cesarean section and normal delivery now?
Yes, ma'am.
So it depends upon the Doppler and your amniotic fluid index findings.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So during delivery, how will you monitor?
Ma'am,
suppose cesarean means, yes, we'll plan a cesarean section, elective list you will put because you are a previous LSCS with the FGL to Doppler changes. Keep her for 6 hours and you will go for cesarean section. Steps and all you have dealt in a previous LSCS chapter. Suppose you're going for vaginal delivery because Doppler is normal, there is only oligohydramnios.
Yes, ma'am.
Or only there is mild reduced blood flow. There is no absent, no reversal. Only mild reduced blood flow, and you are going for vaginal delivery. How will you monitor?
Ma'am, progress is monitored by partogram, ma'am.
With continuous CTG, you have to put. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Continuous. Yes, ma'am.
So you have to put a. See, before delivery, before induction, you have to put a CTG. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And during labor also, you have to monitor with what is CTG?
Cardiotomogram.
நான் வெளியே போயிட்டேன். இந்துதான் மேடம், அந்த sorry for the disturbance, Mr.
No problem.
Okay. So during delivery, you have to continuous CTG have to put, and pathogram you have to put. Good.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it's a one-to-one monitoring with continuous CTG and pathogram. What is CTG?
Cardiotopograph, ma'am.
It's like, okay. So that you have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
monitor, and you have to alert pediatrician,
Yes, ma'am.
because whether you're going for cesarean section or going for a normal delivery, you have to alert the pediatrician.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's how you will manage delivery. And since you deliver by any cesarean section and vaginal delivery, baby should be examined by a pediatrician.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
tell me the complications of FGR. Why you are
Uh,
worried about
ma'am.
FGR babies? What are the
Ma'am,
complications
FGR baby.
you have?
Ma'am, Barker's hypothesis is common in FGR babies,
No,
ma'am.
see, Barker's is for a long term, late sequelae. Immediately, why are worried during pregnancy and during delivery?
Ma'am,
What are the risk
the
factors? What are the things you will worry for if the baby is FGR in utero?
ma'am, there is a
factors?
possibility of hypothermia, hypocalcemia, hypoglycemia.
That is after delivery. Before delivery,
Yes, ma'am.
antepartum. What are the perinatal problems?
Fetal distress.
Fetal disease is very, very specific terms.
Yes, ma'am. Hypoxia. Chance of
Yes,
hypoxia.
see, even in utero, baby is having chronic hypoxia. So this
Yes,
baby is for even IUD. Okay, IUD
Yes, ma'am.
stillbirth. Okay,
IUD.
yes,
Yes, ma'am.
birth asphyxia. Okay, birth asphyxia. Then okay, hypocalcemia, hypomagnesemia, hypoglycemia. Say first, hypothermia, hypoglycemia first. So it is
Yes, ma'am.
IUD stillbirth, and birth asphyxia.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then hypothermia, hypoglycemia, and again
Yes,
other
ma'am.
hypocalcemia and all. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
For the mother, only if she's having any comorbid conditions, she may be at risk. Otherwise, no. And
Yes, ma'am.
long-term sequelae for the baby is what you told us, Barker's hypothesis. What is
Barker's
it? As you
hypothesis.
told.
Fetal onset of adult diseases is called Barker hypothesis, ma'am. Where the baby is.
Babies are stressed in utero. They may risk of having diabetes, hypertension, coronary artery problems in the later life.
Later, yes.
So there is later sequelae of this FGR babies.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have to follow. That's why you have to call a pediatrician, and all FGR babies should be seen by a pediatrician.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we have that what is symmetrical, asymmetrical deliveries, how you monitor CTG. Any doubts?
No doubt, ma'am.
So for your patient, you will go for LSS at 37 to 38 weeks. After, if it is before 37, you have to give steroids. If it is 38, no need to give steroids. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ma, any doubts, ma? Any others?
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, proceed.
Ma'am, in the book it's written because of FGR there can be prolonged pregnancy, ma'am. Is it due to the oligohydramnios and the reduced size, ma'am?
No, prolonged pregnancy can cause this thing, not FGA. I mean, IUGR will not cause prolonged pregnancy. When there is prolonged pregnancy or postpartum pregnancy, placenta will be aging, no?
Okay.
So there will be less thicker and the fetus may decrease in the weight.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
For you? Any doubts, ma'am? So all the 50% people are thorough with IUGR. Kartika, now we can start the slide.
Yes, ma'am. 1 minute, ma'am.
Hope all of you understood what is IUGR and how to
Yes, ma'am.
manage, what are the factors, how will you screen, what's the importance of ultrasound Doppler, and how will you manage.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
Okay, then now go through these slides so that you will get registered.
Yes, ma'am.
IUGR can come to you as a short notes or in theory paper. And we'll keep preeclampsia for you in clinical examination. And commonly, preeclampsia, IUGR, it may be most common etiology may be preeclampsia for our Indian patients. So if it is preeclampsia, you may have IUGR baby, and this case may be an IUGR also. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Kartika, are you sharing the slides, huh? But anything I am sent in group, na? Hope all of you are in that group, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I've finished, just to go through these slides to get registered. So no need to. Yeah. Just please go through these slides, okay? Any doubts from these slides or from this case discussion, you can ask me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no doubts, we'll close the topic, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Kartika.
Thank you, ma'am.
Kabilan.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you, bye.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is regarding placental insufficiency. Ma'am, how does it happen, ma'am? Why does it happen?
See, then you have to go to the placental development. Suppose conditions affecting early, like what preeclampsia, the blood, that spiral arterioles, that stomach infection, if it is at that stage, then blood flow is compromised. How the baby is getting blood? Through the
Placenta.
umbilical vein, which is placenta. So when the placenta is compromised, there will be reduced blood flow to the baby. Initially, what is LICA? It's mostly mainly composed of fetal urine.
Okay.
So initially they will go for oligo. And if it is continuously going for means, then they will go for reduction in the weight. Then Doppler changes come.
Okay, ma'am.
These medical conditions, they all affect the bilateral distribution in the villus distribution in the placenta.
Okay, ma'am.
Because you have read preeclampsia, there we have read about how the trophoblastic inadequate or invasion causes the high resistance flow in the placenta.
Okay, ma'am.
That is the main reason for placental insufficiency.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, how early
Doctors
do we recognize placental insufficiency, ma'am? When can it be diagnosed?
See, actually, nowadays with advanced techniques, the mother is having any pre-existing condition. In first trimester, we will be doing. In first trimester, you are doing dating scan between 11 weeks, 6 days to 13 weeks, 6 days. That time, in addition to your NT scan, you have a uterine Doppler.
Yes,
and if the resistance is high, because for the good placenta, it should be lower resistance system, So the both uterine and Doppler is high means now we are adding echospin in that first trimester itself. Like that, increase HCG and increase the inhibin A, AFP, decrease PAP-A, or anomalies, some IUGR things. So if diagnosis by first itself, will give low dose aspirin, 150 ml for pregnancy till 36 weeks. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Like this, anomalies also you can add a Doppler component. Doppler extra from the ultrasound machine. So that you put a Doppler and look for uterine artery. Now means you leave and look at umbilical artery. That's why these high-risk patients for preeclampsia, any chronic medical or clinically suspect IGR, we'll put a Doppler.
Okay, ma'am.
So we can diagnose the first trimester itself. I mean, we can predict in first trimester. Not diagnosing, we can predict in first trimester itself. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
For any high-risk pregnancies, or if you have any prediction in the first trimester, you can add a low-dose aspirin, 150 milligrams at night after food, because it improves blood flow, the circulation in the placenta. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
So third trimester is only for diagnosing. Screening should start at from first trimester onwards. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can come. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Don't leave the meet. I'll take